Hi everyone, I'm Siggy Johansson and we have some exciting news for you. There's new gene therapy ongoing and we need to find $500,000 to support this research. And this is why.
My name's Annabel Frost. I'm a parent of Annabel Frost. When Annabel was diagnosed, I hired a scientist to work on identifying what the most logical therapies are for this disease. We looked at gene therapy, specifically gene modification therapy and also AAV-mediated gene therapy. AAV-mediated therapy is essentially taking a virus, packaging into that virus a string of DNA. And that DNA is going to be essentially a functional copy of ATP1A3, the gene that's dysfunctional in our children. So putting that into the virus, and that virus is designed specifically to go to the neurons that are affected by this disease and inject that DNA into those cells, into those neurons, and let it sit there like a little extra chromosome in the nucleus of those neurons, and act like a little piece of DNA that would create a functional copy of the protein that is causing the disease. This type of therapy, people have gone from being relatively blind to being able to see. There have been cats that have been unable to walk, unable to stand, and are now running around chasing little laser pointers. We have been producing our viral vectors, which is essentially that virus that encapsulates the DNA over the last 16 weeks or so. And in the next 4 weeks, it should be ready for injection into mice. First into mice that don't have the disease, and then into mice that do have the disease. But we do need additional capital. We need that $500,000 to figure out whether or not we can get a rescue in mice. What we're doing here is something that can be used in other therapies. It's essentially a plug-and-play model, something that can be put on a production line. So neurological disorders that are monogenic, that have a single gene associated with the disease, can all be tested for this type of therapy. And so far, there are more than 20 diseases that have been treated with AAV-mediated therapy, many of them very successfully. And there's no reason why we can't take the same approach with multiple neurological disorders. We may be able to correct some dysfunction, we may be able to correct a lot of dysfunction, but all of our kids are suffering from things like dystonia, ataxia, hemiplegia, inability to swallow, choking episodes. But even if we can correct some of them, this could be life-changing for many patients. We originally started looking for therapies because our children have a future that is not typical. That's the genesis of looking for a therapy. It's a meaningful, life-changing thing that we as a community can achieve. I want it for my daughter, I want it for my family, but we've got 1,000 kids that could benefit from this, and potentially thousands and thousands more in other similar diseases.